Hey Keith, Andrew Minkler here. Bavarian Motor Repairs, your master technician, working with Steve Kaminsky and Mike Salazar, two other master technicians on your vehicle. First of all, we love this vehicle. It's a bit of a unicorn, having the manual transmission, the active steering, all the options it has. You probably can count how many of these are out there on a single hand, so we don't see them very, very often. Let's get right into it. Testing through the system to give you a little bit of an overview. Inside the steering wheel, as you turn, the vehicle is going to be measuring every hundredths of a degree. So as you turn, it knows if there's a traction control event or an ABS event, exactly how it's going to intervene. It's also going to use that to help you hit corners very, very well. If you go around a roundabout, there's a reason if anybody tries to follow you, they'll be off the road and you'll be cruising nice and smooth. Now, we were able to test, and everything inside the steering column is now back up and operational. It's going to send that signal all the way out here. And this is your ABS analog brake module. We call it the DSC. Now, you do have a used one in there. Every single computer on a car, specifically for BMWs, it may be the same part number, but the firmware, the software are going to tell it who's at the party. This vehicle probably has roughly about 28 to 34 computers on it, and it's going to tell it who it needs to interface with. So we've been able to test and verify the signal is coming out to the DSC, all the electronics, powers, grounds. That is to say, everything, if this was a house, everything going into the house would be testing perfectly. So that's good news. We also have another sensor all the way down there at the bottom, that metal shaft. As you turn the wheel left and right, there's going to be another sensor down there. All of that is transmitting. It's going to be relayed from this over a network over to this fella. This is the ARS, active roll stabilization. This is the guy that's going to say, hey, you're doing 80 miles an hour around a hard turn, and it's going to have your vehicle lean into that turn instead of letting you roll over. This is the guy that's no longer, this is the last phase we're on. We did get almost all the other faults cleared out and rectified. For whatever reason, this fella is not receiving that signal. I'm going to go ahead and tab over here. So we're actually monitoring that signal. It is coming in very, very, very healthy. Just imagine this is an EKG on somebody at the hospital. We're watching those heart rates come on in. It's really a network is what it's doing. It's sending coded messages, and we can decode them, but we can actually see everything is transmitting correctly to this module. But this module, for whatever reason, is still not seeing that sensor, which we verified, the sensor out front, which we verified, and it's not seeing the message from up front. So I'm going to send this your way. We do have a pretty clear action plan. Suspicion going off experience. If everything is operating properly, suspicion is this is a used module. It's not the one that was originally provided for this VIN number. I believe we need to update the software in what's called coding on this. That would be the next logical step, to let it know all the other computers that are at the party, and let it reintroduce and see if it starts talking properly to the ARS module. The one item it's not sending is that sensor, but it is communicating, but it actually has to code that message to that module. So it can send the message out, here's the wheel speed sensor, and that module's not, it's ignoring the message essentially. This fella may not even know the module inside is in the party. So that's it. Next phase, would like to get your blessing. Go ahead and reflash the software and the coding to this module. And the way we do that is we're going to connect directly through, and we'll go through it. We can see all the modules and everything, and we'll go through to the actual module, get it updated and coded with the latest and greatest, and go from there. Hopefully that all makes sense. Andrew here, Bavarian Motor Repairs. As always, you're in great hands. Talk to you soon.